Good morning. Let me know if you are present. If you are on. If you can hear me, I have it way back here, so I have to check in. Actually, I'll check in on my phone. That way I don't have to look at and squint all the time. Here, so I have to. Let me turn that off. Okay. I look like I have these antennae hanging out of my head. If you are on, and you have a bolster, this is ideal to have a bolster, but if you don't have a bolster, if you have a really, really thick blanket, that could work. We're going to do some kind of more restorative or like yin, I should say, poses today. So it's nice to be able to have something pretty thick, or a pillow. You could even do a pillow. Or a big thick pillow, like a body pillow. So is anybody on? Okay, we're going to wait another moment or two, then we'll get started. I wish I could see better. So let's go ahead and begin. I am Danielle Sangeeta. Very, very nice to be here with you today. I hope that your holidays were good. I know they definitely looked different than perhaps in the past. But I was thinking this morning, what is that saying? The only thing that is constant is change. And so trying to look at this year with its ebbs and flows as change, ever changing, and how can I look at these changes in maybe a different way, maybe shifting a viewpoint, maybe shifting what was a tradition, looked a little different this year. And not that it was bad, or it was actually more simple, and we had more time to actually cook some meals for a few families, which was really nice. And then we got to bring them to their house and drop it off. So, and we took the opportunity where there was more time to help a few others who were in need. So it's all on our perspective, I guess. So get started. If you do have your bolster, or something to sit on, please do that. Stay warm. It's definitely cold out today. Hopefully you are in a nice warm spot in your house. Maybe you have a little fireplace going on or a wood stove. I have my fireplace on today and the lighting is much better today. So what I'd like to do is start with alternate nostril breathing. So usually with 45 minutes, we kind of run out of time to do a lot of deep breath work, but I really think it's important today to do that. And it's important today to do a guided meditation in the end. So a shavasana at the end, and I will actually lead you through a nice guided meditation. So it'll be a bit more restorative today, after the holidays. You get tired, and there's just been a lot of overwhelm on our system. So today I'm just feeling like maybe with the snow coming down and the fire, I'm just feeling really cozy and just very gentle. So this might be a little hard to show on the video, but I'm going to give it a try. So what I would like you to do, if you can see my hand, I have my right hand and I have my pinky and my thumb. And so it might look weird to try to follow me, but I'll do the best you can. And then if it gets confusing, I want you to just close your eyes and listen to my cues. And maybe that'll be a little bit easier than trying to follow me, because I'll be the opposite of you. But this is called alternate nostril breathing, and it is a wonderful and beautiful practice to help balance the nervous system, kind of help balance the nervous system, but also the hemispheres of the brain, because you're bringing in oxygen to the right and left hemispheres of the brain equally. It's kind of like a nice little soothing blanket on them. So you're going to take your thumb and your pinky, and we're going to be closing off. So you can kind of watch for a moment, and then we'll start. So we're going to take the thumb, and we're going to place it on the right nostril, just a little above that little curvature. And what we'll do is we're going to inhale through the left nostril. Then we're going to close off the left nostril, and we will begin to exhale out the right nostril. We will inhale the right nostril, and we'll be looking up at the third eye when our eye is closed. Just for a moment, pause, and then exhale out the left. So you want it to be just a nice equal inhaling in, exhaling, exhaling in, inhaling. So you just want it to be very rhythmic. So what you do on one side, you want to do on the other side. So it's this nice, beautiful kind of flowing in. So to take it a little bit deeper, the left side of the left side of our body, the left nostril, is our feminine side. It's our lunar, our water, and our receiver side. So it's this really nurturing side. So we're kind of stimulating that side. And then when we're inhaling through the right nostril, the right side is kind of this masculine, this fire, this doer, and the sun. So it's like the sun and the moon, the male and the female. And so that's what it's all about. You're kind of like balancing the yin and the yang, the fire with the water, the sun with the moon. So the right side is the masculine, fiery side. The left side is the feminine, nurturing, watery side. So if that makes sense, then you could see how really balancing both is important. Okay, I do a lot of hand movements. So let's try this. And again, if you just watch that and it seemed confusing because I'm the opposite, and I don't really know how to mirror that one because I'm not left-handed, just listen to my cues. The important thing is you have your fingers like this. So again, you can soften your eyes. You can take the thumb and put it on the right side. Inhaling through the left nostril. Pausing, closing both sides, and then exhaling out the right nostril. Inhaling the right nostril. Pausing, and then you can look up at the third eye, kind of with your eyes closed. Exhale out the left side. Inhale, left side. Pause at the top. And exhale, right side. Inhale, right side. Pause at the top. Exhale. Inhale, left. Pause at the top. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Pause at the top. Exhale, left. Let's do one last round. We'll end with the exhale on the right. Let's inhale left. Pause and look up at the third eye. Exhale, right. Let's do one more round. Feels really good. Inhale, right. Pause at the top. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Pause at the top. Exhale, right. Good. Yay. So I think it's important that we try to remember to take the time to do this breath work because it's so important to be able to not only work our physical body, but to work the mental and the brain. So if you'd like to join me, let's take the left leg out for a moment and just slide on down with the left hand and just get a nice little stretch. And then come back to center. And then we're going to take that left hand, put it on the right knee, and just a gentle little twist. Come back to center. Take an inhale, shrug the shoulders, and just move the neck. Just kind of do a little organic motion here. What does your body need right now? What do you need this morning besides hot cocoa and a warm blanket? And just the shoulders, work the neck a little bit. And get some of those crunchies out. And then again, let's slide left hand down the left leg. Maybe this time you can go a little bit deeper. And then take the opposite hand on the hip or on the back of the sacrum and just do a little opening right here. That feels really nice. And then we're going to come back. And then I want us to just hold this stretch. This time, when we hold the stretch, I want you to bring both hands on either side of the leg, kind of twist a little bit towards that left leg, and then fold here. So we're going to hold this for a few moments. And when we're doing that, let's kind of ease into this stretch. Maybe this leg gets a little sleepy, or this foot, so just kind of wiggle the toes, wiggle the foot if that happens, and then begin to allow the body to unwind and stretch deeper. That's what this yin practice is about. Yin is a little more active than a restorative. A restorative might have a lot more blocks and bolsters, might have, and it's really about not really working your body as hard. It's more really about just letting the pose unfold in and the support of all the props. And yin is like you're going to hold these poses, but it's a little more active because you can really feel that stretch, right? You can really feel the hamstrings. And you can use a bolster. Let's see if I can use the bolster. And you can use the bolster kind of, it's a nice way to hold the pose. I still feel the stretch, but I'm taking some of the strain off the back by using a bolster. So play with that a minute, or maybe you just really like the feeling of the stretch, and then you also have the opportunity as the muscles release a little bit more to go deeper. Let the head hang, let the shoulders drop down, let the chin slightly tuck in. So it's not so much about the form here. It's not like you have to keep everything perfectly aligned. So we may only do a couple poses today because we're holding them much longer. Well, slowly we're going to begin to come up. And we're going to do a nice little gentle twist. Bring the right hand behind you. Bring the left hand to begin to create that stretch. Feel free to let out a sigh if you want. See some people on. Thank you all for joining. And doesn't that feel good? It's getting a little spinal twist. Nice. All right. And then let's come back. Whew, and just shake it out a minute. I have to keep my socks on. Sock yoga today. So just activating the legs. Just kind of warming them up a little bit. Working the meridians. Good. And let's do the other side. So you can see how slow we move in yin yoga. Get the angle on that right leg enough so, again, you can really feel that stretch, right? You can really feel that stretch. If you need to be on a little blanket for your hips, you can do that. And then begin to kind of walk and twist the body and walk the hands down. Now, maybe this side feels a little different. Maybe you're not able to go as deep on one side. I know this side for me, my hamstrings are much tighter. So this is the side that I have to work on a little more. The idea, again, in yin is it's gentle. Let the body relax. Let the shoulders relax. Don't try to hold things. This is all about kind of letting your body unfold into the stretch. Let the chin, the jaw, the eyes soften. And as your body, as your muscles soften, you might find that you can take it a little deeper. But that's the beauty of the inhale and the exhale, because it's on those exhales that you're able to kind of work it a little bit more gently. Again, maybe you want to take a bolster or something to have on your leg, and then you can show you. So you can do something like this. Again, the idea here is to allow the body to release on its own, unfold on its own. Let's do just another few moments, just because of time. You can't hold them too long, but you really do want to hold these for like 2 or 3 minutes if you can. That's the idea. That's when really things begin to feel the difference in the fibers. And then just stretch in the opposite direction. Let out a big sigh if you want to. Good cleansing breath. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you twist. Good. Whew. All right. And then let's do a little bit more dynamic movement here. So there's a difference. I'm going to teach a little yoga 101. There's static movement and there's dynamic movement. Static movement is what we just did. It's the just kind of staying still and working a pose. Dynamic movement is when you're moving more of a flow. So with that said, this is more dynamic. Let's get into tabletop. And let's bring that first, let's just bring that right foot back and give it a good stretch. We've been kind of sitting with the hips, and let's just work it from a different angle. Cross that right leg over, look back if you can. Nice side stretch if that feels okay on your neck and your head, and then come back. Let's bring the left leg back and stretch the calf. Really kind of isolating the calf more in this stretch, and then bring it over to the other side. And then bring it back. Come back on your hands and knees if that feels okay for you. Just take a moment here. We're going to bring our right arm over. So, or take the right arm and bring it over. And then take the left arm, kind of hook it, and get a nice stretch. So it looks like this. Even though on the opposite of you, it looks like that. And then switch sides. You can even turn your head towards your shoulder. Good. Do that again. A little bit more dynamic movement here. Look over the shoulder. Over the shoulder, get a stretch. Good. Bring the arms up. And then all the way up to the top. And as you exhale, in cactus arms, let out a big inhale. Last one. You don't have to do such a heavy exhale. And good. Come back again. So this time we're going to go into another kind of yin. This could be considered yin. It could be considered restorative, but what I'd like to do is child's pose. So child's pose, if you have, again, a pillow or a bolster, or even if you have a yoga mat that you can roll up the yoga mat, place it in between the inner thighs. And this will be nice because it is stretching the inner thighs and it's elongating the spine and it's grounding for the head being closer to the earth. So in this, you kind of want to like scoot your belly and then be able to really connect with the bolster. Hopefully you can hear me okay when I put my head in here. And then you just go ahead and you can turn your cheek onto one side and hold this pose. While you're here, allow the buttocks to kind of sink back a little bit as you get more and more comfortable. If your legs kind of cramps or anything, obviously you want to get out, shake it out, move it a little bit. But feel the way it elongates your spine. If you're not able to do this pose in this position, you can sit in a chair, grab another chair, and just fold forward with the support of the chair. You can have a pillow or a block and do the same thing. You're still getting that nice stretch in the spine. So we're going to hold this for a few. And because of time, we won't hold it as long as you would in a whole yin class, which might be like 90 minutes. But you'll get the idea. While you're here, breathing into and elongating the spine on the inhale, and just feel the softness of the belly on the bolster on the exhale. And if for some reason that doesn't feel comfortable anymore on that piece, then switch the other side. Take a few more moments, enjoying the way this feels. Allow the body to let go. And then slowly begin to release that pose. So coming out of child's pose, or balasana it's called in Sanskrit. And then kind of stretch it out again. Take another moment to stretch with one heel, stretch with the other heel. Come back to tabletop and do these nice like rolls with the body. Looks like you're kind of cleaning out the inside of a barrel. And just allow the body, again, to move as you want. You may even want to go into a little bit more movement and just find what works for you. Yoga is all about like exploring and doing your practice. And maybe when you're doing this, you find one side that wants a little bit deeper stretch. Again, if you're in a chair, you can do these nice little circles on your body. You can stretch your arms up. You can even bring an arm up here. Open up the chest. So I'm going to give you permission to play. Take a few moments and work your body the way it wants to. What does it need? Maybe it needs a little opening. Maybe it needs a little twist. Maybe it needs a stretch and a lengthening. And we're going to come back and do one last yin pose. And we'll do Sphinx pose. So the three I picked, the first one was kind of about stretching the hamstrings, opening the hips. The second one, child's pose, was more about lengthening the spine and grounding. This one is more about opening the chest, allowing the hips to extend. And so this is Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, you can see, I'll give you both angles. So it's kind of like a Sphinx, right? Feels very much with the forearms. The elbows are under the shoulders. If you have back issues, you might want to widen the stance on the legs. And if it gets too much, you can always kind of stack your hands, or just, even if it's too much there, just come down and rest the cheeks. But I'd like you to be able to try to work with Sphinx pose. So the chin is relaxed. You're breathing into the chest. Softening the glutes. This is a way to also strengthen the back. So there is some activity going on, even in this stillness. And can you find the balance between activity and stillness? If you have a bolster, you might be able to kind of go into Sphinx if it's high enough and rest your forehead if it gets to be a little too much on your neck. Or if you have a block, it'd be great with a block. Otherwise, if this is okay on the neck, let's just breathe a few more times in this pose. And slowly come out of that. It's a little harder to hold, isn't it? And then slowly just work your way back up for a moment into seated pose, easy pose. And just allow the body to do a natural kind of dynamic movement, just kind of twisting. You can do it slowly. You can bring the arms and cactus arms and just create very gentle movement, a little bit of rocking. You can sit on your bolster. Always have something handy. And then gently you're rocking almost into a stillness. Arms are coming down. Just sweeping the energy to balance it a little bit more. It's like a qigong. Good. So if you'd like to get comfortable, or if there's any last little movement you need to do, this guided meditation will probably take several minutes. You have to use the bathroom for a second. If not, I want you to begin to come onto the floor. So come onto your spine, onto like you're preparing for Shavasana. And set up for Shavasana. And before you even get too still, I want you to come onto your back, straighten out the legs, and just do a couple of these. Just inhale, allow the legs and the arms to stretch away from each other as much as they can. And you can even do like a little climbing of the arms like you're going up a ladder. Like you're going up that ladder. And then exhale and bring your arms back down. Inhale again.